Hi everyone, Carly here, and I'm back with a new video. In my last video, I talked about 4 ways that you can make Korean friends. In this video, I'll give you some tips on how to increase your chances of making and keeping Korean friends. My first tip, and this might seem kind of obvious, but learn Korean. I mean, some Koreans do speak English. Actually, a lot of them do speak English, but it can be kind of nerve-wracking and they might be nervous around you. Or if they've never practiced their English with another person, it can be really nerve-wracking for them. So they just won't try to even talk to you. So your best bet, if you are open to meeting Korean people, you need to learn Korean, or you need to learn how to say a few sentences or something. Just try. It shows that you're interested in making a connection with them, and it shows respect. Number 2, study the culture. Now, I know a lot of people come to Korea because they like K-pop and they like K-dramas. That's fine. That's the reason why I got into Korean culture. But there's more to Korean culture than just K-pop and K-dramas. Actually, not all Koreans like K-pop. And not all Koreans will watch the same dramas that you watch. You've got to find something else to connect with them. Also, there are a lot of things like, eating practices and drinking practices that are way different from other cultures. So if you learn about these things in advance, it shows that you're interested in more than just the pop culture, and you're interested in Korean people on a more personal level. It also makes for less awkward moments. If you do something that is normal in your culture, it might not be normal in Korean culture, and it might actually be rude. There's a lot of different ways to learn about Korean culture, and you can't do it in just one day, but you can start today. Number 3, a lot of Korean people don't make friends with foreigners because foreigners are seen as short-term residents, right? Most foreigners are short-term residents. So they teach for a year or 2 and then they leave. So a lot of Koreans are well, why would I make friends with someone who's just gonna leave anyway? It's just kind of pointless to them. And it's pointless to a lot of people, not just Koreans, but we're talking about Korea here. So my tip would be if you're really interested in making Korean friends, then honestly, you should be staying long-term in Korea. And if you're not, you have to find people that are just more open-minded to pen pals, or having a strictly online relationship with you or friendship with you. There's not much I can say to that, other than you should be staying long-term if you really want to make long-lasting friendships with Korean people who live in Korea and are staying in Korea. Now, if maybe you find some Korean people who love traveling like you do. Maybe you find some travel buddies. Even if you go back to your home country and they stay in Korea, maybe you call them up once a year and say, hey, I'm going to Japan, how about we go together or something? That's one way to meet Korean friends if you're not staying long term. But my tip would be to make lasting friendships with a more wide variety of Koreans. You've really got to be in Korea long term. And number 4, you've got to stay open to new experiences. Now, this is a given because everything in Korea is going to be different from your home country. If you turn your nose up at certain foods because, your home country doesn't have this and you don't eat this in your home country, then Koreans are also going to turn their noses up at you. So you've got to be open to trying new things, new experiences, new foods, traveling to new places, going out of your comfort zone. So yeah, that's what it is. And once you do that, Korean people will be oh, she's really into trying new things. Why don't I go do this with her? Go see this area or travel to this area with her, Or they'll think like, oh, why don't I like go take Carla out to like try this new food? I know she would like that because she loves trying new things. Korean people love that. They love introducing you to new things, you know, because you've never tried it. And they want to see your reaction, honestly. I mean, how many reaction videos have you seen of people trying like the budak bokumyeon, the really spicy ramen noodles? Koreans love that. So if you show them that you are interested in trying new things, foods, and experiences, then that'll open so many doors to like meeting Korean people and keeping them as friends, so not making a bad impression on them. Well, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and like the video. I hope to see you in my next video. Goodbye.